Hey YouTube, it's Eric here. I was actually I'm over here at my Blazer. I was actually asked to kind of do a little quick review of my lights and what they are. So I'm going to do that as best as I can. For some reason, it's not actually working right. There we go. Okay, so the first set is, I'm going to close that so you don't have to listen to the silly dinging. Okay, the first set are these. Oops, where are they? These here. There's the ones on the side here, and ones down here in my bumper. Okay. Now, the ones up here are Star from SWS. They're really bright. The ones down here in the bumper, the ones down there in the bumper, I built those. Except for the ones down at the very bottom, those are Star as well. Okay, now we'll head to the front ones. I don't have them on, so I'm turning them on one at a time. Hence the dinging constantly. Okay, now these ones here are Star, and these ones here are just cheapy Canadian Tire ones. Yes, I said it. Sorry if it's too dark, but yes, I said it. Canadian Tire ones. But they're nice and bright, so, you know, there's a lot of people saying, well, you know, why are you going with the cheap lights? Well, because they're cheap. I can afford them. If they burn out, I replace them. You know, okay. Now, these ones up here, those are my visor mount ones. And they're amber white. I'll show you up here. Those are the visor mounts. Sorry about that. Those ones are just Chinese ones. Okay. Next light. A little one in the center. It's all white. And that one, once again, just a Canadian Tire one. Yep. For some reason, my light's not working again. I have to go back into my settings and put the light on auto. Forgot to do that, but anyway, that's that one. Now for the bottom light on the front window. Oops, I turned the wrong one on. Well, we'll do that one last. Are my little mirror strobes. One on each side. And incidentally, those ones are also connected to my directional bar. Oops, sorry for zooming in, I hit the button. Those are for my directional bar, which, like I said, goes through limo tint, and guess what? It's a Chinese one. Along with ones at the top of the back window, up there. And those little guys down there. Yeah, I know people are like, well, why would you buy Chinese? Because they're cheap. I build LEDs. I don't have the housing, so once they burn out, then I just replace them with my own. So it's actually cheaper for me. And now we have the front one. Let's see if I can get you. There it is. That's the one just above the windshield wipers. And once again, it's just a Chinese one. But they work for what I want them to. And of course, there's my roof bar. And that is a Unibond, which is actually made here in Canada. It's actually made in Vaughan, Ontario. And it's a really good bar. Sorry, I need a drink. And it has directional capabilities, which, you know what, it's going to take a little bit of walking back and forth because I forgot to bring my tripod out with me. But, like I told you before, it shows you there what they're doing. So if I go, there's left on the directional, and the directional is both front and back. I'm not going to show you the other side because it does. Well, I'll show you the back. That's the same directional. Of course, that one. Center out. This is not a bad pattern too. I'll show you that pattern. That one. There's a weird one. If you can see that, there it is. It's actually a pretty neat pattern. And just blink, 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 blink. Slow. I usually leave it on my one that I always leave it on. So anyway, that's those. I also have my off-road lights here. These big buggers. Yes, I haven't gotten around to doing the LEDs, but I don't use them a whole lot anyway. So maybe eventually I'll get down to doing the LEDs for that too. I'm just not sure. So I'll throw them all on and just do a walk around. I'm just going to bring the screen in here. I always forget to put that one set on. Just because of where the switch is. This here is a sign for my buddy's company. You want to see that? So, that's my lights. And I know I'm going to get some flack because I have some Chinese lights. But like I said, once they burn out, then I'll just replace them with my own that I can build and use the housings. So basically, I'm getting cheap housings. And I'll be able to custom build my own lights. Now, as for my buddy's sign there on the back of my Blazer, if you're ever in the St. Catharines, Welland, Niagara Falls, Fort Erie area out that way, and you have vehicle problems, give him a call. The number's there. I'm sure he'd appreciate it. He's a very kind guy, and yeah, just tell him Eric sent you. Yeah, just tell him Eric sent you, and he'll help you out. So, don't usually do plugs like that, but he's a good buddy. He's been been going through some rough times right now with his business. I had an accident and everything, and it's just been really slow for him. Which for small businesses, being slow is not good at all. That's almost a death walk for small business. But speaking of roadside assistance and towing in general, pardon me, we need a drink again. Speaking of roadside assistance and towing in general, I just seen on my Facebook page, I'm subscribed to a whole bunch of emergency pages on my Facebook and whatnot, and I seen this thing where I forget what state it is, that they are trying to find ways to make it so tow trucks and roadside assistance crews are in the same league as any other emergency vehicle, be it ambulance, police officers, or the fire department. They want them to run, I think down there it said red and white, which here in Ontario, Canada, red and white is ambulance. Fire department is red, obviously. And the police are just like in the US, are blue and red. I think it's a good idea because there's been so many tow truck drivers killed, and I think the same laws for them, the where you should move over. If you see, people need to learn to obey any of the flashing lights, even if they're amber, because that means there's a construction crew on the side of the road. I think the penalties should start to get really high for anybody who doesn't follow those rules. Flashing lights, whether it be amber, here in Canada, our volunteer firefighters run green. Funeral processions run purple. Now, I think any emergency vehicle you should pull over for. Any of them. They want to make it home to their families. So that's just my opinion. Hopefully, a lot of people agree with me, and hopefully they bring this to Canada as well, because, tow truck drivers and roadside assistance people, they need to be protected. They need to know that they go to do their job and feel safe. Pardon me. And incidentally, I noticed that a lot of the states, their volunteer firefighters, which, a lot of them either respond to the hall or respond directly to the call, they run sirens as well. For volunteer fighters, I think that is a really good idea. So that's just my opinion. So until then, I gotta go. So I'll talk to you guys later. Have a good one. Ciao.